Stardust Dragon is such an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh! Ace monster. Used by Yusei Fudo, the most handsome protagonist by far, Stardust Dragon not only led him to numerous victories, but was also a top-tier meta contender for many years in the TCG. Not only were people actually properly making Stardust Dragon, but they were even using Starlight Road, which would cheese it out from the extra deck. However, oddly enough, when Stardust Dragon came to Duel Links, no one really used it, and since its release it has barely seen the light of competitive play and sees absolutely no play in the modern meta of Duel Links. What happened to Stardust Dragon, and why did it fail so spectacularly? Stardust Dragon was officially released in the main bot's Stardust Acceleration. However, Stardust would struggle to find a home outside of Blue Eyes decks, which would make it with relative ease by using a level 1 tuner and Cosmo Brain. But while it was possible to make it, why would you? Getting rid of Cosmo Brain, which has 3100 attack if you use the Blue Eyes to summon it, is a huge waste of a big beater and resources. Also, there really wasn't much destruction in the metagame, especially with Treacherous Trap Hole being hit to limit to the month following the bot's release. This meta had strong, high attack monsters, like Masked Hero Anki with 2800 attack, and Blue Eyes White Dragon with 3000 attack. Stardust Dragon with its measly 2500 attack had no chance of sticking on the board in a battle-oriented meta, and so it faded into obscurity. If we look back at the TCG, there were a lot of blowout cards that were legal when Stardust Dragon saw a lot of play back in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Generic cards like Heavy Storm and MST were all over the place, and other cards like Dark Arm Dragon for Dad Debts and Icarus Attack for Black Wings meant that there was a lot of destruction effects in the metagame, where when you contrast that to Duel Links, a lot of the removal at the time, where Stardust had a chance to be meta, was non-destructive. For example, instead of MST, Duel Links has Cosmic Cyclone, and what's a Stardust to a Cosmic? Even when we got cards like Ballista Squad and Raigeki Break later down the line, there were no decks that wanted to make Stardust, and not many that could. Blue Eyes could make Stardust, but now they had access to real synchro monsters like Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and the other synchro deck of the meta, Shiranui's, would never want to make a Stardust over literally any other in-archetype synchros. Even Starlight Road saw absolutely no play when it arrived to Duel Links, one of the main reasons Stardust Dragon saw a ton of play in the TCG. I have never seen a Starlight Road actually being resolved, and I don't think it ever will be used. The problem with Starlight Road is that you have to know that 2 or more cards you control are going to be destroyed. For example, if a card like Heavy Storm is going to wipe your back row, you know how many spells and traps of yours are going to be popped, so Starlight Road would have a use. However, in Duel Links, we don't really have that many meta cards that telegraph destructions like that. When a card like Shiranui's Sun Saga uses its effect, you have no idea how many or if any cards are going to be destroyed because its effect is not mandatory and the destructions are non-targeted. So even if Sun Saga were to pop 3 cards in the field, Starlight Road cannot respond to it because Starlight Road has to know that 2 or more cards of yours are going to be destroyed for certain. However, its retrained Stardust Spark Dragon has seen some niche play. Its ability to protect one of your cards from battle or card destruction once per turn makes it more versatile than Stardust, which means that some decks have splashed it, like Blue Eyes and Dinosaurs. Although it sees basically no play anymore, it's a viable target to summon off Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but Azurize is a much better summon 99% of the time. Stardust Spark Dragon is, at the very least, a niche pick in certain decks, whereas the original Stardust Dragon is simply not worth summoning in the modern metagame. Stardust Dragon has always been one of the coolest cards in the game, with respectable stats and a powerful protective effect that can save you from imminent destruction. However, the Duel Links card pool and metagame when Stardust came out meant that it really didn't have a chance to shine, and I don't think it ever will. You can't sit on just a 2500 body in Duel Links the same way you could back in the TCG back in 2009, and as we move deeper into the Exceed era, the chance for Stardust Dragon to ever be top tier diminishes, even if we get the support that's coming to the TCG soon, which is a shame for one of the most iconic monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next one.